Hi, I'm Nicole Miller, and I'm in the 3A AP Health class. Today I'm talking about melatonin. Melatonin is a hormone found in everyone's body, adults, teenagers, children, and even animals, mostly mammals though. What melatonin does is it starts in the brain and spreads throughout the body, telling your body it's time to go to sleep. Your body, listening, then falls very sleepy, and when you listen to your body, you then go to sleep. Well, there's a difference for its effects on everybody. The main difference is when it starts taking effect. For adults and children whose body clocks are different from teenagers, it starts happening much sooner. But teenagers don't start having melatonin kick in enough for them to fall asleep until 11 p.m. Now, when this happens, and they fall asleep at 11 p.m., melatonin doesn't stop being made until 8 a.m. Now, that seems reasonable, 9 hours, right? Well, that's not the case for many teenagers, though, seeing as they have to wake up for classes before 8 a.m., mostly even sometimes before 7:30. So, that's a problem, because any classes before that 8 a.m. mark, teenagers aren't being taught anything, meaning first period classes are just futile attempts at teaching students. So when a student isn't learning things, instead they're falling asleep, or which can lead to failing, or they just can't pull themselves together enough to even come to school, which can lead to dropping out. Now that seems like teenager problems, and it seems like a bad excuse for them too, right? Well, it's not the only things that happens. There's also health issues that come from being sleep deprived. For teenagers, things like ADHD and other disorders can happen, along with obesity. And alongside of both of those things come car crashes. When a teenager is not awake enough to drive to school in the morning, they're not aware of their surroundings, and they can crash and hurt themselves and others. Now, to fix all of this, to save lives, to make teenagers healthier, and to make them more educated, there's one simple thing you can do. Start school later. Start it so that they can be awake for the classes, so they can learn the material. Now, it seems like that would be weird, just to start an hour later. How could that help? Well, Jessamine County in Kentucky tried a trial, and they started their classes at 8:40 instead of 7:30. Now, in doing this, their standardized testing scores got better and better throughout the school years. More kids came to school, therefore more kids were graduating. Also, all the car crashes went down significantly. Now, the reason why this isn't happening in Maryland and other places is because of many excuses people are making. The main one is money. People are saying that you can't change the times around for school because it would cost too much. Changing bus routes would be hectic. Well, that's not true. In Kentucky, the reason why it was a success was because they changed the bus routes with elementary school times. Therefore, they didn't have to make anything new, they just switched things. Elementary students were going sooner, and high schoolers were going later on the other bus routes, and so no extra money was being spent, and in the end, students were doing better. So, and if any other excuses want to be made about, well, that would change after school activities. Well, in Kentucky, Virginia, Connecticut, and Minnesota, where there are counties in all of these states that set back their times, there really was no change in people showing up to after school activities. And the fact that they were later was not a hard issue. And it might seem like a conflict with schedules, but it really wasn't. Now, if you have any more concerns or questions, think about this. What's more important, a student's education, kids graduating, kids getting to school safely, or changing your schedule, or having your schedule stay the same? In my opinion, I think education comes before anything else. What makes America different from other countries is the fact that we have education. But what good is education when kids aren't getting anything from it? So I say set back school times. I say that doing this will help students. So why aren't we doing this? Well, it's because people aren't ready for that change. They think it's useless. But I think it's time that we stopped caring about ourselves and cared about our youth. We need to change the school times.